Danny Dietz fought for 2 hours and 47 minutes against 200-plus Taliban fighters in Operation Red Wings and continued to protect his team despite 11 bullet wounds. When the 22-year-old Navy SEAL spoke his last words on the radio, "We're getting overrun. Need immediate backup." How did this Colorado boy make a legendary last stand against impossible odds? Danny Dietz's story isn't just a military heroism story. It's also the purest example of courage, loyalty, and sacrifice that American youth can show under extraordinary circumstances. His journey from the quiet suburban streets of Littleton, Colorado to the Hindu Kush mountains of Afghanistan, from snowboarding adventures to combat missions, from teenage dreams to ultimate sacrifice, is an incredible example of transformation from ordinary boy to extraordinary hero. Here are the incredible details you'll see in this story. Danny had a passion for extreme sports during childhood: rock climbing, snowboarding, motocross racing. This adrenaline addiction naturally drew him to dangerous situations and developed a risk-taking mentality. Throughout Navy SEAL training, Danny was the youngest candidate in his class, but consistently ranked at the top in physical performance and mental toughness. He survived Bud S. Hell Week and earned his trident with exceptional dedication. Through multiple combat deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan, Danny established a reputation as a fearless operator. Close quarters combat, sniper operations, reconnaissance missions. He excelled in every mission type and was trusted by team leaders. Operation Red Wings started on June 28, 2005, as a routine surveillance mission, but quickly turned into a desperate survival situation. The 4-man SEAL team was discovered by local Taliban forces and surrounded by overwhelming numbers. The most impressive part is this: despite multiple gunshot wounds, Danny maintained his fighting position and provided covering fire for team members. He sustained continuous combat for 2+ hours before his final radio transmission. Before we dive into Danny Dietz's incredible story, let us quickly introduce ourselves. On this channel, we share the world's most inspiring true stories. We tell tales of the power of human will, the limits of courage, and the epic journeys of people who achieved the impossible. If you want to watch more of these compelling stories, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. This way, you'll be notified immediately when we upload new videos. We also love interacting with you in the comments. How did this story affect you? Have you faced major challenges in your own life? Or what other heroes' stories would you like us to cover? Share in the comments below. We read and respond to all of them. Now let's get to Danny Dietz's magnificent journey from Colorado suburban life to Navy SEAL training, from multiple combat deployments to Operation Red Wings, and finally to the 2 hours and 47 minutes epic last stand in the Hindu Kush mountains. Danny's story shows us that true heroism is measured by character, not age. Youth, courage, sacrifice, all of these were necessary foundations for his ultimate test, Operation Red Wings. Are you ready? Then, let's begin this incredible journey from suburban Colorado boy to Medal of Honor recipient. Daniel Richard "Danny" Dietz Jr. was born on January 26, 1980, in Colorado Springs. His father, Dan Dietz Sr., was a construction worker, while his mother, Cindy, worked as a part-time secretary. Danny's childhood was that of a typical American suburban family: outdoor activities, sports participation, strong family values. But Danny showed different energy and fearlessness from an early age. When the family moved to Littleton, Colorado, Danny was 5 years old. The proximity of the Rocky Mountains provided the perfect environment for outdoor adventures. Danny was immediately drawn to extreme sports: skiing, snowboarding, rock climbing, mountain biking. He was a natural athlete and constantly sought physical challenges. During childhood, Danny already demonstrated leadership qualities and protective instincts. He would defend younger kids from school bullies and was always willing to help others in difficult situations. These character traits would be critical in his later military service. During elementary school years, Danny's academic performance was solid, but his real passion lay in outdoor activities. Teachers noted that his restless energy was challenging to contain in the classroom. He excelled in physical education and hands-on projects. At age 8, Danny experienced his first serious injury in a motocross bike accident. A broken arm required surgery and weeks of recovery. But the setback didn't discourage him. It had the opposite effect. He became more determined to prove that physical limitations could be overcome. During middle school, Danny's personality further developed. He participated in competitive sports: wrestling, football, track and field. Physical conditioning came naturally to him, and he was often stronger and faster than his peers. Coaches recognized his potential in athletics. Family financial struggles were occasional during Danny's teenage years. Dan Sr.'s construction work was seasonal and income fluctuated. Danny took part-time jobs to help the family: lawn care, snow removal, odd jobs in the neighborhood. He developed a strong work ethic at an early age. During high school years, Danny became increasingly interested in a military career. He participated in the Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps program and studied military history extensively. Special Operations Forces particularly fascinated him. Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, Special Forces. They represented the ultimate challenge. His athletic performance in high school was outstanding. He became wrestling team captain in his senior year and was competitive in state competitions. His physical conditioning was at an extreme level, and his pain tolerance was exceptional. Coaches noted that his never-quit mentality was rare among teenage athletes. Academic performance improved as Danny developed focus on his military goals. He showed better performance in math and science subjects when he understood practical applications. He began preparing for the technical skills a military career would require. As graduation approached, Danny faced a decision between college and military service. Academic scholarships were available due to his wrestling performance, but the military calling was stronger. The family was initially concerned about the dangerous career choice. After his 18th birthday, Danny arranged a meeting with a Navy recruiter. He discussed SEAL program requirements and learned about qualification standards. He easily passed the physical fitness test, and his ASVAB scores were satisfactory. His commitment was serious and long-term. Family discussions about the military service decision were emotional. Parents were proud of their son's dedication, but worried about the dangers. Danny's conviction was strong, and he eventually earned family support for his decision. Boot camp at Great Lakes Naval Training Station was challenging, but Danny quickly adapted to the military environment. His physical conditioning was superior due to his civilian athletics background. He assumed leadership roles among fellow recruits. During advanced training phases, Danny consistently earned high-performance ratings. Instructors noted his exceptional physical capabilities and mature attitude. He received a SEAL program recommendation due to his superior performance. BUD/S, Basic Underwater D, MOLITON/SEAL training began in Coronado, California. It was one of the most challenging military training programs: physical conditioning, underwater operations, mental toughness testing. Danny was the youngest candidate in his class. First phase of BUD/S was basic conditioning. Daily PT sessions, long runs, swimming, obstacle courses. Danny excelled in all physical challenges, but the mental pressure was intense. Instructors constantly pushed candidates to quit. Hell Week was the legendary test in BUD/S training. 5 days of minimal sleep, constant physical activity, cold water exposure, mental stress. Danny endured all challenges and never considered quitting. His determination was absolute. Second phase focused on underwater operations, combat diving, underwater navigation, demolitions. Danny demonstrated natural aptitude in underwater work. His technical skills developed rapidly. Third phase was land warfare training, small unit tactics, weapons training, patrol operations. Danny excelled in tactical thinking and team coordination. His leadership potential was clearly evident to instructors. Graduation from BUD/S was an emotional achievement. The Trident ceremony officially made Danny a Navy SEAL and welcomed him to the elite warrior community. His family attended the ceremony with pride and concern. SEAL Team 10 assignment was based in Virginia Beach. Team deployment cycles were demanding: training, deployment, recovery, repeat. Danny integrated quickly with experienced team members. Advanced SEAL training continued in specialized skills: sniper school, close quarters combat, advanced communications, foreign languages. Danny was a voracious learner and constantly improved his capabilities. His first combat deployment to Iraq in 2003 was a meaningful experience. The urban warfare environment was challenging and different from training scenarios. Danny quickly adapted to real combat conditions. Iraq operations included various missions: direct action raids, reconnaissance, target acquisition. Danny proved himself a reliable team member and was trusted with critical missions. He built valuable combat experience. His second deployment to Afghanistan presented different challenges: mountain warfare, tribal dynamics, different enemy tactics. Danny continued to excel in the new environment. His reputation grew as a fearless operator. Multiple deployments followed over the next few years. Danny accumulated extensive combat experience and developed expertise in various mission types. Team leaders recognized his potential and assigned him increased responsibilities. Home life between deployments was challenging. High-stress combat experiences were difficult to transition from to civilian life. Danny maintained close relationships with family and friends, but military commitment was primary. In 2005, a significant deployment to Afghanistan was approaching. Operation Red Wings was in the mission planning phase, and Danny was assigned to a 4-man reconnaissance team. The mission required critical intelligence gathering. Team composition was carefully selected for mission requirements. Lieutenant Michael Murphy was the team leader. Petty Officer Marcus Luttrell was the communications specialist. Petty Officer Matthew Axelson was the sniper, and Danny would serve in the machine gunner/medic role. Pre-deployment training was intensive for Afghanistan-specific challenges: mountain warfare, high-altitude operations, cultural awareness, language basics. Team preparation was comprehensive. Intelligence briefings were detailed about the target area. Ahmad Shah was a high-value Taliban commander, and elimination was a priority. The mission would involve surveillance, target identification, and action coordination. On June 27, 2005, the team prepared for helicopter insertion. Equipment loadout was carefully planned for mission duration and requirements. Danny's personal equipment included a machine gun, medical supplies, and communications gear. Helicopter insertion was executed at a remote mountain location. The team established an observation position overlooking the target village. Initial reconnaissance was normal, and enemy activity was minimal. On the morning of June 28, the situation changed dramatically. Local goat herders were encountered near the team position. They faced a decision: release the herders and compromise the mission, or detain the herders and violate rules of engagement. The team voted to release the herders for humanitarian reasons. The decision was moral, but tactically dangerous. The risk of Taliban forces being alerted was high. Approximately 90 minutes later, Taliban fighters appeared around the team position. Surveillance had clearly been compromised, and enemy numbers were overwhelming. The team immediately took defensive positions. The initial firefight was intense and immediate. Danny provided effective suppressive fire from his machine gun position to enable team movement. Enemy fire was accurate and sustained. The team began a tactical withdrawal to attempt to reach a better defensive position. The rocky terrain was challenging for movement, and enemy pursuit was relentless. Danny maintained rear guard action with covering fire. Communication attempts were made to reach headquarters for situation reports and extraction requests. Radio transmission was difficult due to mountain terrain and enemy interference. Danny assisted in maintaining communications. The first casualties occurred during the intense firefight. Team members were wounded by multiple gunshots, but continued fighting and moving. Danny provided medical assistance to wounded teammates. The tactical situation deteriorated rapidly. Enemy numbers increased as reinforcements arrived. Team ammunition conservation became critical for the sustained firefight. Danny's position on a rocky outcrop provided an excellent field of fire for team protection. The machine gun was effective in suppressing enemy advance, but ammunition supply was concerning. Lieutenant Murphy decided to move to an open area to achieve better satellite communication. It was a dangerous move, but necessary to request help. Murphy's heroic satellite phone call was successful in establishing contact with rescue forces, but he sustained fatal wounds in the exposed position. Leadership transferred to Danny and the remaining team members. Danny assumed tactical command of the wounded team members and continued to coordinate defensive operations. Despite sustaining multiple wounds, he maintained fighting effectiveness. Axelson's position at a different location provided effective sniper fire, but was eventually overwhelmed by superior enemy numbers. Danny remained alone in effective fighting condition. Danny's final defensive position was established on a rocky cliff edge. Machine gun ammunition was nearly exhausted, but the position was tactically sound. Enemy advance slowed due to difficult terrain. Radio communication attempts continued for rescue coordination. Danny's voice was weak from blood loss, but his determination was unwavering. Team survival remained priority over personal safety. Danny's last radio transmission: "We're getting overrun, need immediate backup." His voice was calm, but the situation was desperate. No further communication was received from the team. The final firefight lasted approximately 2 hours and 47 minutes total. Danny continued fighting despite multiple gunshot wounds. When ammunition was completely exhausted, he resorted to hand-to-hand combat. Enemy forces eventually overran the position with overwhelming numbers. Danny was later found with 11 gunshot wounds, but with weapon in hand and facing the enemy. He died fighting to his last breath. Rescue attempts were hampered by terrain and enemy presence. Recovery operations were dangerous and delayed due to security concerns. Search teams eventually located the team members. Marcus Luttrell was the sole survivor with a miraculous escape despite severe injuries. He was rescued by local Afghan villagers, according to traditional hospitality code. Recovery of Danny's body was emotional for rescue teams. Evidence was clear of the heroic last stand and selfless sacrifice. Combat performance was exemplary against impossible odds. Investigation of mission details revealed exceptional courage and tactical competence of all team members. Danny's performance was particularly noted for sustained effective resistance. Family notification of the devastating news was heartbreaking. Parents were proud of their son's heroic service, but grief was overwhelming. Community support was strong in Colorado for the military family. The memorial service was attended by hundreds: military personnel, family, friends, community members. Danny was remembered for exemplary service and ultimate sacrifice. The Medal of Honor recommendation process was thorough and comprehensive. Witness statements, combat evidence, tactical analysis, everything supported the highest decoration award. The Medal of Honor presentation ceremony was emotional for the family. The President personally presented the award and expressed the nation's gratitude for Danny's sacrifice. Danny Dietz's legacy continues in multiple forms: memorial foundations, scholarship programs, military training facility naming. The impact is lasting. The movie Lone Survivor brought the story to a wider audience, but Hollywood dramatization couldn't fully capture the real heroism demonstrated. The actual events were even more remarkable. Danny's story represents the best of American military service. Youth stepping forward for dangerous duty, training to elite standards, performing courageously under fire, and making ultimate sacrifice for teammates and mission. His Colorado roots, outdoor sports, physical challenges, never quit attitude, directly translated to military excellence. The skills learned on mountain slopes served him on Afghan mountains during his final battle. The 2 hours and 47 minutes of continuous combat represent one of the longest individual firefights in modern special operations history. Danny's sustained resistance allowed rescue attempts and prevented enemy exploitation of the situation. His age, only 22, makes the achievement more remarkable. Most people that age are completing college or starting careers. Danny had already completed multiple combat deployments and earned respect as elite warrior. The wounds sustained, 11 gunshot impacts, would incapacitate most fighters immediately. Danny's continued resistance demonstrates exceptional physical conditioning, mental toughness, and commitment to team survival. His final radio transmission has become legendary in military circles. Calm professionalism under extreme duress, accurate situation reporting, and focus on mission requirements rather than personal condition. Danny Dietz's 2 hours and 47 minutes last stand in Operation Red Wings shows that age is no barrier to heroism. Winning the Medal of Honor at 22 demonstrates that character is built by moments, not years. The most powerful lesson: true brotherhood is more important than life. Danny continued to protect his team despite 11 bullet wounds because SEALs never leave a fellow warrior behind. We're getting overrun. Final transmission embodies courage and commitment. Operation Red Wings demonstrated universal principles: mission focus, team loyalty, sacrifice for others. Danny proved that youth can equal maturity when character is built on a solid foundation. You too can follow Danny's example in your own operations. Commit to your team, face challenges with courage, serve others before self. Remember, not for self but for country. Danny's life motto. Danny's legacy continues: service through sacrifice, leadership through example, heroism through character. The values he learned in his Colorado childhood are still relevant today: physical toughness, mental determination, loyalty to teammates. True heroes rise from ordinary backgrounds in extraordinary moments through character. The greatest honor we can give Danny is to live his values: courage, loyalty, sacrifice, never quit mentality.